I have brought you into the gym with me today. So this is my little home gym. If you haven't seen it before, I do often post little workouts and stuff on Instagram. But yeah, this is my home gym. We just converted our garage into a gym studio space where I do train some clients in person, and obviously I do my own training sessions as well. I thought I'd bring you in with me today, so I thought this might be a nice bit of content for a video just to show you what I do in my training session, and I thought I would have a nice little ramble with you throughout this workout to tell you what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, what my thoughts and experience are around strength training, tell you a little bit more about the ethos that I put into my coaching for my clients' workouts, and yeah, so hopefully you will enjoy. So this is not the norm for me actually, so it's 2 p.m. I never train at 2 p.m. I'm usually an early morning workout person, and actually content that I load on Instagram and things, I'm always talking about how getting up first thing and just getting in the gym and getting my workout done is always my preference, even if I don't want to set a 5:30 a.m. alarm. If I'm able to, if my 2-year-old has slept through the night, or you know, I've had a pretty decent sleep, I can manage to get up at 5. I do go to bed very early, just I'm going to caveat that. You definitely have to go to bed early if you're going to get up early in my experience. But yeah, usually I'm an early morning workout person. Today, however, I had a really busy weekend. I was actually unwell last week as well. So this is like my second training session back after about a 10-day break. And essentially this morning, getting up, it's Monday as I record this, after a really busy weekend, I travelled this weekend to visit a friend. I travelled a long way yesterday. It was about a 3 or 4 hour car journey. I just knew that I did not feel like getting up at 5:30 this morning, and actually what my body needed more was rest. So basically, long story short, I pushed back my workout to this afternoon. Obviously I do work for myself, so my schedule is flexible. And because I was recording this is work and my workout combined. So yeah, I've put it in at 2 p.m. I'm gonna be super honest with you, I don't feel massively motivated to do this workout. And actually that's something that I was talking to my husband about earlier. If it was 6 a.m, I would just get in here, crack on with my workout. I wouldn't really think twice about it. But for some reason, because it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon on a Monday, I just don't feel motivated. I just can't wait to get it done. I do think it's partly because I know there's so much other stuff I could be getting on with. I've got work to do, the house stuff could do with sorting. My son's gonna be back from childcare shortly. So yeah, basically there's loads I could be doing. And at 6 a.m. I don't feel that way, because I feel like, well, I wouldn't be doing work and stuff at 6 a.m. in an ideal world anyway. But it is a different kind of day. I've factored in it at 2 p.m. I'm just gonna get it done. I'm gonna take you along with me. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. This is a full body workout. I'm actually following my Thrive program at the moment, which I write for my clients. I'm using an app called Everfit, which is what I program all my clients' workouts on. And so basically, my workout is ready to go on my phone. It's already written. I don't have to decide what I'm gonna do. Okay, let's get started with the workout. I'll talk you through what I'm doing. And yeah, hopefully you will enjoy it and get some good info from this video. First off, need to tie my hair up because I was not prepared earlier. A messy bun, we'll have to do. So first things first, what I'm gonna do is get out my workout, which is on my coaching app. So basically I'm following my Thrive program at the moment, which is a full body strength program, 3 workouts a week, helps you with strength, fitness, muscle gain. Basically all my goals at the moment are just to stay fit and healthy, strong, work on my main lifts, yeah, continue to build muscle, and my Thrive program does exactly that. And the workouts are quite time efficient because I'm a busy working mum as well, same as a lot of my clients, and I don't have hours a day to spend on a workout, so these workouts will be done in like 40 minutes max. So yeah, I've got my 3 workouts. I'm going to go for my first session of the week. So the first thing I have is a warm-up, and then we've got some squats. So let's get stuck into the warm-up, and then I'll carry on talking you through what I'm doing. I hope you enjoy. My warm-ups, just to explain, I give this to loads of my clients as well, it's just a very simple mobility warm-up like that. A few movements which loosen me up, get my body moving, get my heart rate up a little bit, and then I find that primes me enough to start lifting weights. I will still do a warm-up with my weights, especially the first set or 2. I'll ease myself in and work up to the weight that I'm going to use, which I'll show you in a second. But I always like a little bit of mobility first and foremost, especially as I've got older. I find that I'm a bit stiffer in the morning, and to be honest, I know this is an afternoon workout. I have been working at my laptop for the majority of the day, so my shoulders are stiff and I've been sat at a desk, so actually just getting moving and loosening myself up definitely still a priority. So yeah, that's what I've just done, and now I'm going to set myself up for my squats. So what I've just done is set up my squat rack. I've got barbell squats in this program. By the way, loads of my clients train at home and they might not have access to a barbell, in which case they'll do goblet squats with a dumbbell or a kettlebell. There are always options. So I've got barbell back squats today. I'm going to do my sets of those. They are all on my app ready to go, so I know what numbers I've got to hit in terms of sets, reps and weight that I did last time. So I'm just going to get stuck in with those. I'm going to keep it on record so you can watch me work through them. Like I said a bit earlier, I am going to do a few warm-up sets first, so you'll notice that I do a few with the bar, I add on a bit of weight, I'll do a few reps with that weight, I'll up it again, and I'll definitely get nice and warm before I put on the weight that I'm going to use for my working set. So that is how I would warm up that a little bit more before I start lifting the heavier weights. Also, another thing that is worth reminding you of is that I was unwell last week, so I actually missed a week of workouts. So today my program does say push yourself a little bit more from last week. I know from my own experience, this is exactly what I would advise clients to do. I'm not at full capacity this week, I'm loads better, but I'm not going to be able to work harder than I did 2 weeks ago before I got ill. So I'm just going to use my previous weights as guidance, but I'm also going to listen to how I feel today. And the program says work at like an 8 to 9 out of 10 effort essentially. I'm going to listen to my body and work for 8 to 9 out of 10 for how I feel today, not in comparison to a couple of weeks ago. So there's just a little tip for you if you're ever in the same boat, which I'm sure everyone is at some point, where you feel loads better from you were maybe a week ago, but you know you're not at full capacity. Work for the effort level that is appropriate for yourself today, not always comparing to last session. So I've done 2 sets out of 4. There's 4 sets of squats today, and the app, once you tick it off, gives you a rest timer. So I've got 2 minutes rest between each set. I find that a really handy feature actually, because especially when you're short on time, or like me today, I've got loads of stuff I want to get on with. It can be so easy to not take enough rest. Actually, as you can hear from my breath, I am challenging myself with this weight today for how I feel today, obviously. I need that rest. If I'm going to perform 2 good more sets, I need that rest. So the rest timer definitely does help. We've got 2 more sets to go. I'll check in with you when they're done. Okay, 4 sets of squats done. I'm definitely feeling it. I did not lift as heavy as I did a couple of weeks ago, but I know that was sensible for me for today. Now I'm just going to change the equipment. The next set of exercises I have are, I've got, if you can see here, a couple of supersets. So I've got some rear foot elevated split squats, lovely. This is why it's really good, you know, to follow a program. I mean, this is my own program, but because it's written down and there's a certain format to it, I'll do an exercise that I don't love doing. I don't think anyone loves rear foot elevated split squats, but I'm gonna do those, and then I've got bent over row. So I'm gonna set up that equipment now, get stuck in with those, and I'll talk you through some bits after that as well. So keep watching if you are enjoying. My rear foot elevated split squats and my barbell row done. Weren't that enjoyable, but I feel good now. My legs definitely have a good pump. Next I've got, and I've just set this up off camera, hip thrust, and then I've got some plank as well. So again, I'm just going to go with weights which I know will feel challenging for me today, rather than push myself in comparison to a couple of weeks ago. Definitely feeling fatigued, but I'm feeling good. I can keep going. So yeah, here is the next superset that I'm going to do. I've got 3 rounds of this, so I'll just show you a few of those moves in this next clip. Bring you down here with me while I'm resting. So I've done my 3 sets now. I have 3 sets of these as well, hip thrust and plank. Definitely feel like I've worked hard. And I just thought I would share my thoughts with like why I love strength training so much. Like, it is a really good workout, of course. I get those workout endorphins after it, but why it trumps so many other exercises for me. And I would always say to everyone, the best form of exercise you can do is one that you enjoy and that you can do regularly. But with strength training, if you can incorporate that somehow into your life, it doesn't have to be sessions in the gym. Like I said, loads of my clients train at home. Lots of people go to classes. I know people enjoy those. Whatever helps you essentially do some movement that has some sort of lifting weights in it is just going to benefit your health so much. So back in the day when I first got into the gym, my goals were very much aesthetic. I wanted to be leaner, I wanted to look better. That's kind of what I pinned my success on. And don't get me wrong, I still have an element of like wanting to look strong, and when I want to get leaner, I know I can get leaner and I'll have more muscle. So I'll look more toned, so to speak. By the way, whenever anyone says they want to look toned, it just means you want to build muscle. So that's what strength training allows you to do. But not only the aesthetic point of view, like that, to be honest, now for me is the cherry on top. What strength training allows me to do is feel strong and fit in my daily life. I know I can lift my son up, who is pretty heavy for a 2, nearly 3-year-old. I can lift him up without fear of injuring myself. I can run around with him and feel able to do that for a lengthy amount of time. I don't ever have to ask a man to carry my bags. If a delivery is delivered to our house, and it's heavy, I don't have to get my husband to carry it. Those little things really make me feel good in my everyday life. But not only that, not only like the instantaneous, or like not only the present life benefits are the ones that I think about. I really do think about with strength training how it's going to help me live a long, healthier life, because longevity is so important to me. I think possibly since having my son, it has been at the forefront of my mind even more. But maybe since getting into my 30s, when things don't feel as easy, like life is busier than it ever has been. Work is busy, I'm a mum, so I have like all the childcare juggle to factor in as well. Obviously having a kid is very tiring in a different way to anything I've experienced before. So life in my 30s in terms of training is so much more difficult, but also in terms of like feeling good day to day. It's harder to maintain a good level of self-care, and to me strength training is definitely one of the forms of my self-care. It allows me to feel fit and strong and able in my everyday life, and that's what I really want to continue in my everyday life as well for as long as possible. One of the things that I always keep in mind is if I make it to my 90s, which I hope I do, I still want to be able to take my dog out for a walk every single day. I don't want to be housebound. I don't want to fall over and break a bone and not be able to get back up. I want to prevent that as much as I can in my power for as long as possible. So yeah, those are just a few of my thoughts about what keeps me strength training even when I don't feel like it, even on days like today where I'm like, when I think it didn't fit into my morning or I didn't want to get up early this morning, it would be so easy for me to just not do it today. But not doing it today means that I missed this session this week, so I don't really have time to do an extra session this week. I've scheduled in my workouts for my week around my plans. This is one of them, and I've got to get it done. But that motivation of like longevity, benefit in my everyday life, making me feel fit and able in my everyday life so I can keep up with my son and any future children I might have or future grandchildren. I want to be able to do the things I love for as long as possible, and that's what keeps me going. And like I said, the physical aesthetic goals are just on top of that these days. So yeah, it's worth thinking about. If you don't strength train, or maybe you find it really hard to stay motivated to get in the gym or lift some weights or do some form of exercise, think about that bigger overarching reason why, because that really does keep you going, even on the days that you don't want to. Okay, final bit of the workout is a little bit of cardio. I put in the program because obviously my clients are going to have different cardio options. If they're training at the gym, they could do rowing machine or treadmill or the ski erg. I've only got a ski erg, so we're going to do ski erg. We're going to do some 200 meter intervals, 3 rounds, minute rest in between, last little push till the end. Workout finished. Wasn't super sweaty, but I do feel like I've worked hard. It was definitely hard enough for me for today. Like I said, coming back from illness, not feeling probably 100%, even though loads better. So I'm really glad I did it. I can confirm an afternoon workout is not my favorite, but like I said earlier, if I didn't do it today, if I didn't do it now, I wouldn't get it done today, and that's a missed workout for this week because I know I don't have time to catch up on it later in the week. I've got my other workout scheduled in, so really pleased and proud of myself. This is a perfect example of doing it even when you don't want to, and it was really nice to take you along for the ride because it gave me extra motivation to do it. And I just kind of want to be really honest in all of these videos that I share, how I am, although my job is in the fitness industry, I am a coach for other women, I still struggle with loads of the obstacles that you do. I struggle with motivation, I struggle with fitting it in, but I have a program to follow, which really helps. I have my overarching goals that really motivate me to keep going. And I know that I'm able to listen to my body and adapt to my needs and be kind to myself, as well as be consistent and work hard. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. A little bit different, maybe I'll do more of these. I thought I might do one where I talk you through why my workout is structured as it is. I was gonna do that today, but with the amount of other talking I already did, I completely forgot to talk about that. So maybe I could talk to you about how I write my workouts, why they include different things. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see that, if that would be useful to you. Maybe it would help you with your own training. Because yeah, it's always good to get feedback and then hopefully create more content that you guys find useful. Thank you for listening or watching, and yeah, I'll be back soon with a new video hopefully. Thank you so much. If you would like and subscribe this video, that would mean so much to me. And yeah, hopefully that means I'll see you again in future. Bye guys.